mindfulness session. So, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. This is my thing. I open everything like this because this is the tradition I come from. I come from a tradition of mystics. And this tradition is a tradition that has taught us certain things about what it means to be human, right? And all I'm sharing with you today is one simple part: how to become you, how to find yourself, how to come out of this mind that is constantly dancing. And at the moment, it is so volatile that the circumstances around us have created individuals who are feeling extremely stressed. Why? Because we have been put through nearly 18 months of stress, which has created post traumatic stress disorder. As we said 6 to 10 months ago, that if we keep putting the community under pressure, this is no different to taking someone and torturing them. No different. Same tactics: isolation, social distancing, constant fear, inability to know what you're doing, and taking you out of normality. Basic signatures. Push this to any community, give them a few months, they become extremely volatile. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. And friends, this is where we are as a humanity. So we have been brought to a point where we need to learn something. And what we need to learn as a humanity is our life is so precious. We will not get another opportunity like this. An opportunity to realize who and what you are. And how do we do this? The simplest way we do this is by bringing our focus to our breath. Simplest way. We don't need no magical mantras. We don't need no religious doctrine. We don't need no belief system. We simply need to connect to ourselves. And the breath is the way in. So let me give you an understanding first of the mind. All of us have a mind. We were not born with this mind. This mind was created through your religions, through our languages, through our culture, through our social interaction. It's a conditioned space. It's a mental space, conditioned, a virtual reality that once we engage with it, it becomes dynamic. The mind. And this mind operates on only 4 coordinates: fear, anger. It's either fear, which leads it to anxiety, anger, which leads it to grabbing, to lust, to attachment. And why does it do this? Because it has been conditioned. It has been conditioned to seek that which will fulfill it. So we all look for things that we think will fulfill us. And on the other side, we are now being brought to our mortality, that, hey, life is short. There's a bug out there that's going to get you. And that fear has created this constant stress. So you have a mind, but you are not your mind. And I'll prove that to you. Not because I can prove it to you, because you'll prove it to yourself. When you say the word Coca-Cola to yourself, who's listening to it? And who's saying it? When you're having a dream, who's watching the dream? And who's in the dream? It's a projection. So consciousness is different to the mind. Consciousness is like the mirror. Mind is the reflection. So mindfulness is to come out of the reflection and become aware of awareness itself. And how do we do this? Well, we begin to recognize the four coordinates of the mind. First, it is always telling itself a story in which it is either a victim, not good enough, the sky's going to fall, I'm going to become ill, I'll lose my job, fear. Story where it's a victim. Or it'll be telling itself a story where it thinks it's done great things. Oh, I did this. I went 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers, or I can pick up so much weight. It tells itself a story, either this way, fear-based, or story based on itself being grandized. Or it's thinking about the past, or it's thinking about the future. These are the four coordinates. When you think about the past, it will bring anger, resentment, and depression. When we get caught up in the future, it'll bring anxiety, fear, frustration. So when we are planning for the future, what will tomorrow bring? Then you will be anxious. The only moment that you and me and everyone else has is this moment. Tomorrow doesn't come. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. And there is no yesterday. Because you can't go there, neither can I. Once we realize that life is this moment now, and we begin to connect with it, we begin to disengage with the story. That's all it is. And once you disengage from the story, all the fear disappears, all the anxiety disappears, all the anger disappears. Because you, me, all of us are a self-healing system. You cut yourself, it heals by itself. So when you allow yourself time and space, don't interfere, then the chances are the body and the mind will find its balance. And to bring yourself to this balance, we have to become present. And to become present, there are few ways to do that, but the easiest is sound, breath, sensations. Easiest. But the breath will do more than sound will. The breath will take you within. And through this, we recognize what the mind is, which is the little talk that you're having, I'm having. It's the conversation. It's the dialogue, the analysis, the memories. All of that is the mind. You are not your mind. And rather than me telling you this, is simply to show you that through your meditation. That you experience yourself. That when you become present, all of a sudden you find yourself thinking about something. You bring yourself back. You think of something. You bring yourself back. And in doing that, you make sure over time you recognize that you are not your thoughts. And therefore you can't be of your imagination. Doesn't matter what it is. It's still a figment of your imagination as mine is mine. The truth is that there is nothing you can comprehend to try and put the existence into an understanding. Our mind and our intellect is too small to realize the vastness of what creating, self-healing, self-perpetuating, and self-transforming. But we just need to recognize, to know that we are that. We are not the stories we are telling ourselves. And these stories are stuff that you listen to. Listen to the news for 24 hours and tell me how you feel. You will all realize that. So, what you put in your senses is what your mind will repeat. And what your mind is repeating will create in you fear or anger. And one of those will change your physiology and you'll become ill. That's how it works. Mind body connection. Your doctors won't tell you that because they're not taught this stuff. But this is the reality, that the mind and the body are connected. What your mind does influences your body. You raise glucose, you raise cortisol, you raise adrenaline, your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate goes up, simply thinking that you're being followed. Our minds will take us into stories, and those stories will be detrimental not to our health, but to our relationships, to our quality of life. We don't need no pills. Don't medicate, meditate. It works better. The reason it works is because it's been working for 2,500 years for the Buddhists, several thousand years before that for the Indians or the Eastern culture. In the Western culture, the first fathers of the desert, what do you think they practiced? It's only when the religions get in that they bugger it up. But the truth is, to become present is your way in, and dissociate from your mental content, become aware of your awareness, so to speak, and in doing that, you will find anxiety disappears, anger disappears, but something new appears. And what appears is the joy of being alive. Because we all have that. So we're going to go through our meditation process. If there's anything that you feel that you want to add to it or you want to explore, particularly people who haven't necessarily done meditation before, more than happy to stay back and do any kind of discussion you want to get into, right? To give you an understanding. Meditation is here because it works. It works. All you need to do is put your effort into it. It works. There's nothing magical about it. There's nothing mystical about it. It's everyone's divine right to know who you are and what the hell are you doing here. Yeah. We know about so much more, but we know so little about ourselves. Why? Because we've been told something else. So we've got to get out of this mental space that we've trapped ourselves in and find really what we're about and get out of the fear cycle, get out of the anxiety, get out of the stress. And in knowing that peace is your healing, in knowing that peace is what transforms your health and well-being. So rather than me talking about it, let's go for it. Everyone ready? All right. All right. So if you can, make sure, try and get your feet flat on the ground. That's a good sign. And by putting your feet on the ground, you begin to realize that there is a floor beneath you. There's a ground beneath you. And I just want you to focus for a couple of minutes just on your, well, not a couple of minutes, but a short while, just on your feet. So the fact that your feet, I don't want you to imagine them. I want you to feel the ground beneath your feet if you can. This is just to kind of anchor ourselves. Next, I'd like you to straighten your back. Yeah. Our posture influences our mind. So the posture is, a good posture is straighten your back and pull your shoulders back. Imagine someone pulls you from the top of your head. So they're pulling you, so it just stretches your back a little bit, just stretches your spine. And if you want, you can pull your chin in slightly. Now, notice that your shoulders are now hunched, they're pulled back ever so slightly, and your chest feels open. Ideally, you want your eyes closed. If you don't wish to close your eyes, you can look towards the ground and not focus on anything. Draw a slow, deep breath in. Hold that breath and relax, like a sigh. And we do that simply just to get accustomed to the breath. Now, slow breath in again. And bring your focus to your inner space. And what do I mean by that? So begin to notice how you can sense yourself. That there's a sense of you. So you can sense where your feet are. You can sense the top of your head. And you can sense the body. Maybe just like a feeling, maybe a bubble even. Doesn't have to be defined. So just see if you can sense your body for a moment or two. As you sense your body, see if there's anything dominant in your body, like a sensation of pain, an ache. So you scan your body, and the easiest way to do that is to imagine you have a hula hoop above your head. And as this hoop goes down, we begin to notice the sensations in our head, in our face, round our face, neck, shoulders, arms. Just notice the front of the chest, stomach. Notice the shoulder blades. Notice the middle back, lower back. And you will notice that where you're sitting, where your body makes contact with the chair, there are sensations. Okay? So you can sense something. You're not creating it, you're not making it up, it's there. From there, you move focus to your thighs and then all the way down to your feet. And just take a moment to notice if anything's dominant. Okay? Next, let's have a look at what we're thinking about. So see if you can bring your focus, your awareness of thoughts. What are you thinking? How does the mental space feel? Do you feel frazzled? Do you feel tired? Do you feel tense? Your mental space, so to speak. Is there a word you can give it? Now bring your focus towards your chest and ask yourself, how do you feel right now? How would you describe how you feel right this moment? Not what you're thinking, how you feel. Do you feel settled? Do you feel unsettled? Do you feel calm? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel uncomfortable? How do you feel right this moment without the story? Next, you want to bring your focus, gently opening it and begin to listen to the sounds around you. Just to give you an idea where you are, the here and the now. Knowing that you are surrounded by an environment that is comfortable, becoming aware of your environment. Okay? Slow, deep breath in, hold and relax. Now hold your focus beneath your nose And you need to use a little bit of effort to hold your focus there. Your commitment is to stay there. And all you need to do at this stage is simply begin to watch that the breath comes in and the breath goes out. And in a while, you will find that you've started thinking or something's distracted you. When you notice that, gently come back to your breath, bringing your focus just beneath your nose and watching the breath as it moves in and as it moves out as best as you can. Stay with your breath. Your intention is to become present, present to what's going on with you right now. So we'll begin with the breath. And we'll notice that there's a breath that comes in, stops, and a breath that goes out and stops. See if you can notice that. Becoming aware of your breath as best as you can. Your focus just beneath your nose, watching the in breath moving in, watching the out breath moving out. Your intention is to know the breath as best as you can. For when it begins, how long it lasts as it comes in, when it ends. And the out breath, when it begins, how long it lasts, and when it ends. See if you can notice that. Stay with your breath. Think of your breath like a magnet that draws your focus to it and holds it. Noticing the breath coming in, noticing the breath going out. Now see if you can bring your focus to your out breath and follow it all the way till the end. Notice when it finishes. Following your out breath all the way till the end, and notice when it finishes. And as you follow your out breath till the end, notice how your body begins to relax a bit further. Hold your focus. Following your out breath all the way till the end. Stay with your breath. No matter how many times you get distracted, you know you can come back to your breath. And that's all you need to do. Following your out breath all the way till the end. noticing how every out breath allows you to become more present to your breath. You will notice at the end of your out breath there's a tiny little gap before the in breath begins. See if you can notice that. Following your out breath all the way till the end to the gap. Notice how you're breathing now. Notice how the breath has changed. Notice the flow of your breath. Does it feel fast? Does it feel slow? Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? Always coming back to your breath. Does your breath feel light? Does it feel heavy? Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. Does your breath flow easily or is it erratic? Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel cool or does it feel warm? Does your breath have a sound? Try and listen to the in breath as it comes in. Try and listen to your out breath as it goes out. Just the attempt to listen, whether you hear or not a sound, is immaterial. Listening to your in breath as it comes in, listening to your out breath as it goes out. On your next breath out, open your awareness, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Allow the sounds to come to you, no commentary, no judgment, no likes, no dislikes. And allow yourself, your awareness, to follow the sound of this bell as far as it can. Listening. Notice the silence at the end of the bell. Listening. And once again, just following the bell and noticing the silence as best as you can at the end of the bell. When you're ready, bringing your focus just beneath your nose and just sitting with your breath. Allowing the breath to breathe by itself. Holding your focus lightly. Your intention is to be present. Your attention is on your breath. And your attitude is non-judgmental. No commentary, no dialogue, just focused on your breath. Taking this time for yourself. Stay with your breath. The breath breathes by itself. Your awareness fixed. Effortless effort. Slowly allowing this awareness to emerge. A presence in this moment. Anchored to the breath. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. The entire world is changing. Everything around you is following the same pattern, start, middle, end. Yet you remain unchanging. Stay with your breath. Greater the emergence of awareness. On your next breath in, become aware of yourself as best as you can. Your body. Notice you're still in the same place you began. Notice that your back is still straight upright. The chair, the seat supports you and holds you. You can sense your thighs. You can sense your knees coming back into your feet. Your back is straight and upright. Your shoulders are relaxed, as are your arms and your hands. Your eyes are gently closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now, as the breath comes in, notice you can sense your body, and as the breath goes out, you can sense your body. Sensing your body as it comes in, sensing your body as the breath goes out. Stay with the breath. Stay with the sense, like pulsation. Stay with your breath. Now take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice how the mind feels. What is it doing? Are there any thoughts there? Notice how you feel. Do you feel settled? Do you feel unsettled? Coming back to your breath. In a short while, you will hear a bell, and this will mark the end of the session. Until then, stay with your breath and enjoy the silence. Knowing that this silence, this peace, this tranquility is what you've done for yourself. Notice your experience as best as you can. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, opening your eyes.